Hello, hello! Welcome back to Brenda's Books. This season I will be narrating for you the future war love story, Sara's War, which you can also buy a printed copy and a digital copy at Barnes & Noble and on Amazon. This is Season 2, Episode 8. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving holiday, or a great end of November, if you don't live in America. Today, we are on Chapter 10. Here we go. Chapter 10, One Truth Told. I pull the scratchy blankets of my bed up to my chin as the darkness caves in around me. Last night's full moon has completely vanished behind dark clouds, threatening a storm. Everything is as black as can be. Lexi is away on some assignment or another. I can't help but feel vulnerable lying here alone. Every horrible memory of war and every chilling fear I have relentlessly taunts me here in the dark. I squeeze my eyes shut and desperately focus on my happy place. "How was your day, honey?" Ryan would say. "A miracle happened." "Oh? What was it?" "I removed a blood clot and a lump of plaque out of Petty Officer Harrison." "Of course you did, my beautiful doctor," Ryan would say. Then he'd lean down to kiss me. "I was terrified at first. I thought he was going to die. But he didn't. You were brave, Sara. You did what you had to do. I'm so proud of you." Another kiss. "General Granger isn't telling anyone about an unknown enemy. And I've been ordered not to say anything as well." "That's his problem. Let him deal with it. Tell me some more good news." "Everyone will be calling me doctor now. But I don't know if I can keep up with what the title implies." "Sara, you can do anything you put your mind to. You are the smartest, bravest, most beautiful woman I know. I believe in you." "Thank you, Ryan. Thank you." Bang, bang, bang! My eyes pop open. Someone is shooting bullets outside my window. My heart pounds furiously against my chest. I sit up quickly, throwing my covers off, and listen intently to hear where the shots are coming from. Knock, knock, knock. "Oh!" I gasp in relief, my heart immediately slowing. "It's just someone at the door." I chuckle to myself. "Way to make something out of nothing, Sara. Good grief. I tell you, if serving in the army doesn't give me a heart attack, waking up every morning will." Knock, knock, knock. A little louder now. "I'm coming," I say in a raspy voice. I look at the clock on my small nightstand. 0500 hours. Who is here so early? Bang, bang, bang. "I'm coming," I call loudly, my voice clearer this time. I slip as quickly as I can into a clean uniform and answer the door. A tall, dark, and handsome man stands just outside the threshold. Before I can turn the man into Colonel Haskins, he is already speaking. "I'm sorry to disturb you at such an early hour, Dr. Andrews, but I'm afraid I have to send you down to relief already." I blink, trying to catch up. "Oh, yes, sir, of course. Let me just get my keys," I say, spinning around and scurrying to my dresser. "It's not life or death," the colonel says to me from outside the doorway. I clench my keys in my fist. Then why on earth did he just wake me up before dawn? "If you need a few minutes, that would be fine," he tells me. "What's happened?" I ask, my voice coming out raspy again. I try to clear my throat, but it doesn't seem to help. 2 days ago, I broke Corporal Parsons' arm. He's being sent home in a couple of hours, and protocol requires him to be treated before he gets on an aircraft. We would have taken care of this sooner if we had known before 2300 hours last night that he was actually injured. At any rate, the only person I know of to help with that is you," he says with a tiny smile. Whoa, it is way too early for all this information. However, I did gather that I am supposed to fix a broken arm. I can do that. After all, what else is there to do at 0500 hours? Don't be sarcastic with the lieutenant colonel, Sara, I chide myself. That would be a bad idea. "Oh, well, I better get started then," I say, snatching my lab coat off my bedpost. It takes a while to make a cast. I push one arm through a sleeve as I saunter my way back to the door. I'm extremely curious as to why Colonel Haskins broke this man's arm, but fortunately, I'm coherent enough to not ask the question. When I meet his gaze, I see that Colonel Haskins looks confused. "You must be very good at hiding animosity," he says. I furrow my brow. "Excuse me, sir? It just seems strange that you are so willing to help this man." I push my other arm through its sleeve and shake my coat straight. "Why wouldn't I be, sir?" "Do you know who Corporal Parson is?" the colonel inquires. "No, sir. Who—" I clear my throat again. "Who is Corporal Parson?" To be accurate, he is not a corporal anymore. He has committed his third offense. The army doesn't usually tolerate this kind of behavior for so long. A flash of anger sweeps across the colonel's eyes, but his face is completely composed. Why is he telling me this? This is absolutely none of my business. "This is the first I've heard of it, sir." The colonel just stares at me. I should probably be uncomfortable, but I'm too tired. "You must not have officially met your unwelcome visitor the other day," he says slowly. Oh, now things are coming together. I feel a strange singe of hate seep through me. No, I never knew his name. I just referred to him as Mr. Evil in my head. Oh no, did I just say that out loud? Stop talking, Sara. Colonel Haskins is going to think you are nuts. The colonel chuckles softly. "I suppose that is fitting," he says. "I thought so," I agree. The colonel tries not to smile, but doesn't succeed. And then he continues with his business. "The court-martial would like a written testimony from you. However, a rather hasty decision for Parson's separation from the service has, obviously, already been made," he explains. "Even without my testimony, sir?" "The man was found guilty for 2 other crimes at his previous location and accused of several others. And I witnessed this one with my own eyes. Unfortunately," the colonel grimaces, "it was clear that he should have been sent home long before now. Hopefully he will serve jail time." Again, the colonel looks composed, but I sense some malice underneath his smooth tone. A hollow ache creeps slowly through my stomach. I'm glad I've been too busy lately to think of this wretched man, Parson. "Actually, I did come to relief a couple of times to bring you to court to testify," the colonel continues. He seems to be talking a lot for some reason I can't imagine. "But you were busy with Petty Officer Harrison, and that definitely was more of a priority." I nod, feeling just a tad bit special that I'm in on the submarine secret. Colonel Haskins clears his throat. "Speaking of Petty Officer Harrison, Doctor, I need to tell you something. What you did for him yesterday was remarkably brave. I really am impressed. We needed a triumph like that. It has boosted many spirits, more than you know." "It certainly was a miracle," I agree. The colonel nods, gazing directly at me. "And," he pauses, "I was also impressed that you found it in you to comfort Mrs. Harrison the way you did, even after all her railings. She spoke to me about it afterward." "She did?" I asked, surprised. "Yes. The Harrisons and I have been friends for some time now," he explains. "I see. Well, that's very generous, Colonel. But I could relate with Mrs. Harrison. She thought she was losing her husband. I know what that feels like. Even to me, my voice sounds sad." The colonel's eyes widen a little. Some emotion runs through them that I can't describe. "You're married." He says it as a statement, although I know it's a question. "I was," I say as calmly as I can. "You lost him?" he asks gently. "Yes. And—" my voice breaks and tears spring to my eyes. "It's okay," he says quickly. "You don't have to talk about it." I nod, grateful not to speak. Nothing would have come out anyway. The colonel twitches. Despite his obvious discomfort, he lifts a steady hand and places it on my shoulder. "I'm sorry." And with those words, fresh tears stream down my face.
I tried to blink them back. Blasted tears. I hate crying. If it had just been a little later in the morning, this would not have happened to me. So, I say, wiping my eyes and desperately searching for a subject change. You broke the corporal's arm? Isn't it against protocol to harm fellow servicemen? I suppose it is, he says with a small grin, which quickly fades. But he does not belong in the army. I nod as I wipe the last tear off my cheek. I wish you didn't have to see him again, though, he says softly. Me too. But that's the name of the game. Is he already in relief? No, you can go ahead and take a few personal minutes if you'd like. How much time do you need to set things up for him? Not long, sir. I can't start molding the plaster for his cast without the measurements of his arm. Oh, is that how you do it? I'm not sure if this is an honest question or not, but he looks innocent enough. Yes, sir. The colonel's lips curl up, but he quickly smooths them out. Very well, doctor. I will have Mr. Evil in relief in 30 minutes. Is that enough time? I crack a smile at the stolen nickname. Yes, absolutely, sir. The colonel smiles back at me, and then he purses his lips. Do you... He hesitates. Do you want anyone else with you? Oh, no, well, yes, I stammer. Maybe standing by. Colonel Haskins nods. I'll do that. It would also be extremely helpful if I had permission to tape his mouth shut, I say half seriously. Before I can feel guilty over my inappropriate request, the colonel is smiling again, and trying to hide it. Sounds like an intriguing possibility. And then he smiles more genuinely. I'll see you in a few minutes, doctor. I nod and give him a solid salute. He returns it swiftly and pivots toward the stairs. Just as he starts to descend, I call to him. Oh, Colonel? He stops mid-step and turns to face me. I never did thank you, I say, for saving my life. I hope he knows I'm sincere. You're welcome, but I don't recall saving you from dying. You're right. You saved me from much worse. Colonel Haskins stares at me again with that same emotion in his eyes that I can't detect, like he is trying to see through me, to my soul. He nods and without another word heads down the steps. I watch him descend the stairs until I can no longer see him. I take a few steps toward the balcony and rest my hands on the banister until I see him come into view in the corridor below. I don't really know why I continue to watch him. He has a nice walk, I guess. And that concludes Chapter 10. I hope you enjoyed it. The love story is finally starting to trickle in, so yay for that. I hope you join me next Thursday for Chapter 11, which is called Unexpected. If you want to find out more about Brenda's books, you can visit brendasbooks.net. Until next time, take care.